we left off, you had arrived at the town of Greenest and found it under siege and under a raid of kobolds and various races dressed in black and purple robes and wearing draconic masks. You ran into the town seeking to help, and after a selection of trials and tribulations, you were able to successfully save some lives, save some civilians, but unfortunately, multiple civilians were beyond saving, and the circumstances, you were so outgunned that it was very much triage and just saving what you can as opposed to saving the town. You all ended up inside the keep when a huge adult blue dragon soared above the keep and threatened to burn the remaining civilians that you'd saved that had been penned into a small area. Coming off the back of the dragon was a 7 foot tall blue scaled dragonborn whose name you later learn was Cyanrath. Cyanrath challenged the best warrior amongst the defenders of Greenest to a personal one-on-one combat, um, saying that if it was accepted, he would save the civilians and let them go. None of you decided to make good on this offer, which left Governor Nighthill, the commander of the fortress, to accept it, who was slain in a single blow. But with his death, he did secure the remnants of the town, and the individuals within Greenest were allowed to leave as the town fell to the raiders, who over time started to head away from Greenest. You weren't quite sure what they were doing there, but their work seemingly completed. You yourselves headed back to Lord Towie, a merchant who you'd been travelling with, who was travelling to Greenest with the aim of selling wares, and seemingly unaware of the battle that was occurring, had sent you ahead to scout for good deals. On your way to return, each of you reflected to different extents on what had happened in the town, the things you saw. Viv, you recounted the horrors that you'd seen and witnessed, those moments where you were unable to help, and strangely had it all accompanied by a rather beautiful classical music melody, haunting and familiar, and ever so strangely accustomed to the quite contrasting imagery you were seeing.
Was that all of us heard that music, or just Viv?
Just Viv. Just Viv.
me.
Talon, you heard a voice in your head berating you for not accepting Cyanrath's offer, saying that there was evil and where were you? Ricky, you took a moment to try and give some gallows humour on the way out and uplift the motives of the party, but unfortunately morale could not be saved. Clef, you spent a while thinking of Luna and where she might be, worried that your pet might be out there in the world with more raids like this happening, alone and undefended. And Rexar, you felt a searing white-hot rage at the fact that you struck out at the dragon and missed, failed in that moment where you could have so strongly shown your martial prowess. There was a degree of tension between Talon and Rexar over an incident with an orphan child, which we should probably say no more about. And the first signs of conflict have potentially shown in the party. You made your way back to camp and too exhausted to really converse too much that night. Clef played a somber ballad, an ode to the fallen of Greenest, as one by one you fell asleep. Not all of you making it to your tents before collapsing with exhaustion. And that's where we'll pick up. Time has passed, you have all had a long rest, you have all reached level 3. It's quite a sunny day, though your moods aren't necessarily aligned with that. You've all had a few hours to reflect on what's happened and today, no doubt, you will gather your bearings again and see what's next. But seeing as we are recording now as well, we'll just go round quickly and see how people are feeling at the moment, now that some time has passed. And we'll start with you, Ricky.
I'm feeling slightly annoyed that the thing that I am maybe not famed for, probably infamous for, my abilities to go undetected is something that I failed at during the last part of this gruesome exchange, should we say.
And it is interesting what might happen if word were to get out about that. What are you doing currently?
I'm just making sure my daggers are nice and sharp and training my new skills.
Okay, just training your new skills in preparation for what might be to come. Talon, what's going on with you?
I am trying to think of a way to get Rexar to be better without causing too much more conflict between us.
Can I hear
But
him?
No, this is just like an internal monologue.
Oh,
I'm not saying this out loud.
Have a baby.
You don't want to give away Operation Night Bobby.
Off with the head.
Yeah. If anything, I want it to so that we can work together. Because from my soldier back being a soldier, it's important that a team works well together. We can't be fighting among ourselves.
Okay. Moving on. Clef, what are you doing? How are you feeling?
Clef is feeling a lot more refreshed after the long rest. He had some vivid dreams during the night and seemed to help him learn some new skills. So you'll find him kind of almost in like a yoga position, kind of like meditating as such, and he'd actually like to cast locate animals.
Okay.
So it's a two-tailed Great Dane is the specific animal that he's looking for.
It's very specific.
Yeah, well that's what it says. It says describe or name a specific kind of beast or plant, concentrating the values of nature of the
Was
surrounding.
Luna a Great Dane?
Just a quick question: Is Luna just a Great Dane that has mutated to have two tails, or is it a specific species that is like a Great Dane and all of them have two tails?
No, she's just a Great Dane with two tails.
Okay.
Mutated. Nice.
Does it locate dead bodies as well?
You evil bastard.
Dude, what the?
We don't know how we're gonna find Luna.
Yeah, we're going to look over and see Rexar's chewing on its leg.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, go ahead and cast that spell for me, guys.
Oh god, how do I do that?
So now, guys,
Mm.
I think you weren't here when I explained it. In the top left, there'll be like a little HUD. The HUD that we're using before, we're not using because I think that's what was causing D&D
Oh
issues.
yeah, I see it.
So you can drag that and move it anywhere, and it's just got like inventory features, skills. I think it'll have spells for you as well, but obviously I can't see
Spells.
them.
Can I
There we
move?
go.
For the record as well, if
That's
you're
fine.
never on the map, you can always access your spell book from your character sheet.
Mhm.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
A
You can
little
also,
hut.
if you bring up your character sheet,
Yeah.
There's
It's on my second screen.
there's a button called pop out, and you can move it.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Or-
That's the best.
He
I'm
got
gonna
part.
be, I'm gonna be nice to you here, Gary. Because you're in a rest, I say I'm going to be nice, I'm going to tell you the rules of the game. Because you're in the middle of like a rest, it's not really arduous. Locate animals or plants is also a ritual spell, which means that you can cast it instantly, or you can take 10 minutes to cast it as a ritual, and if you do that, it doesn't take a spell slot.
Oh,
Oh,
So-
great.
You won't lose a spell slot for doing that.
So I've accidentally done the right thing here, have I?
No, I'm just saying, like, either
Yeah.
way, you can cast a spell, you just don't need to lose a spell slot for this.
Perfect.
I
As
can use
you
cell slot back.
take a moment to reflect on Luna, the sense of not quite wholeness you've got without her, it really permeates and expands on itself, and over the 10 minutes you are filled with a solemn certainty that Luna is not within 5 miles of you.
I
Okay.
walk over and say, are we within 5 miles of where was you shipwrecked or something?
No. I don't know. I don't know how far we are away from the coast of. Oh God, I haven't got the thing
Quite
open.
a while.
You're pretty
quite
far.
bigger,
You're
yes.
pretty far.
Probably not within 5 miles of even the coast of where.
So-
Yeah, you're not
Coast.
like you're not insanely inland,
No.
but it is a decent distance.
Yeah, I've had a look at the map before. No. So,
Yeah.
on other notes as well as that is, I think Clef was also questioning his ability in fights and whether he can find a secondary ranged weapon which could assist in fights rather than just the slingshot, because I think he thinks sometimes the slingshot is a
Right in
bit
the fridge,
unreliable. So
Okay.
it's another thing that's just at the back of his mind. But
And
other
you
than
find
that-
that there are no weapons within 5 miles of you.
No, I'd
And
like
you
to find-
also chose a level 2 skill that has got no battle awareness.
Okay. Thank you, Clef. We'll move on now to Viv. What's
Ooh.
going through her mind? What's Viv doing?
She has a tendency to just let stuff slide. She's shrugging stuff off easily. But this is horrible. This is really, really horrible. So she's feeling a little bit weird about the fact that she hasn't been able to shrug it off as easily as she usually does. She also feels quite bad for being quite obnoxious to the keeper of the tiny keep, whatever his name was, that gave her health potions.
Night Hill.
Yeah, and she feels like she really needs to produce some kind of musical artwork with this, so she can just try to sweep it off her shoulders again. It feels weirdly stuck with her.
Cool. Thank you. And finally, we come to Rexar, who was one of the few to make it into his tent last night. That extra bit of constitution coming from being a barbarian enabled him to just outlast that exhaustion before collapsing in the tent. And you all heard a few things in the tent over the night. Rexar, what did they hear?
Literally, yes, I'm here. They heard anger, screams, and ungodly voices.
It
Coming
truly was
from
a
the tent.
challenging wank.
Ah!
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Oh my god, no we have not.
It was very hard. It was very hard to accomplish.
I think the
It
problem
was-
was it wasn't hard.
Yeah, that was the
Touche.
problem.
The voices built on one another as the night went on, and it's odd thinking about it in the morning now, because it's almost like you heard it but you didn't hear it, because why wouldn't you have gone to check on him? It was really disturbing, but it was almost like white noise underneath your senses until the moment that Rexar comes out of the tent and you realise that something has changed. Rexar, what do you look like?
The sexy beast, half orc,
Oof.
that is covered in nails from head to toe.
What
With
is
blood.
that?
With patches of blood.
With nails.
Yes. From
And-
head to toe.
When we say nails,
Is
we're
it
not
metal
talking
nails?
about like strapped to his skin. Protruding from his skin are the heads of nails, the spiked end, as if someone has been inside of Rexar's body, hammering them through the skin and pointing outwards. They are covered head to toe.
Like Hellraiser.
Kind of like Hellraiser, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But cooler.
Way cooler. Because they're on me, so.
Copyright free. You all look at this, and it does not look like a comfortable position to be in. He is coated in blood. Each nail looks like an injury. It looks like it's been physically hammered through, and blood has just dried all over him.
Truly, it was a tough wank.
Are you okay, Rexar?
Good morning, Talon.
Are we all
No.
just gonna brush past this
Why?
grotesque scene?
Are you okay?
Yeah. Why?
Well, you're bleeding, and
Where?
you seem to have grown spikes.
Oh, these things. Yeah, I had them for some while. It's alright.
You
Had
Didn't
them
have
for a
them
while.
yesterday.
Oh, I had them for a long time.
We'll have to get you a tetanus shot.
Nah, I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. No, the gods spoke to me last night.
The gods
And infuse
spoke
me.
to you?
Yes.
What?
And
gods?
infused me with this power.
Can I like do a insight or perception check to see his like if he's insane?
Give me an insight. On a
Welcome to
2,
the light.
I will tell you that you already thought Rexar was insane.
And now you're
Fair
even
enough.
more sure.
You don't really get a metric on if he is more or less insane than yesterday.
Just that he's possibly insane.
He may be insane. I mean, a 2 isn't a very high roll, but the natural reaction to someone coming out covered head to toe in nails and saying, "These have always been here,"
And they have
probably
not.
isn't, "This man is sane."
That's
What kind of gods do you get help from? Because like mine plays me some music and I feel good. I don't bleed and start producing nails. Dude.
Who are your gods, Rexar?
Yeah. Are they really good?
Well, my God. Is only one God that I pray to, and he answered the God of War.
Oh.
Yes. And that is, as everyone knows, it's Mars. Mars, the God of War. He spared me.
Sorry,
He
I'm not
spared
laughing
me
out
with knowledge and with nails in order
he-
to defeat the enemies.
Oh, so he did this to you because you couldn't defeat the enemy before?
Yes. To
So
give
now
me
you
more
can.
power. Indeed.
So
So
you're
I
more
think
powerful? That's cool.
Well, try to touch me. See what happens.
I'd rather
I'm good.
just not.
Have you got a constant blade mail on now?
Yeah, kinda, you can say that.
Or maybe it just goes away when he's not angry like he was.
When
I
he's
don't
not
know.
aroused, they become
Oh,
flaccid.
yes. You should say that. Maybe. Possible.
I think
I'm a
Clef
half
now-
ogre. I'm always aroused.
Viv and
That's your
Clef.
trick. You're always.
Viv and
I think-
Clef, with your bardic jack of all trades, both of you can give me religion checks with disadvantage.
Ooh, and you do
I'm
that
giving-
with control, right?
Control
think
it,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm giving you
Ah.
disadvantage because usually you'd only be able to roll this if you had proficiency,
15.
but you do have
Lovely.
some sort of experience with it. Viv, you're hearing what Rex is saying, and there's something not quite right about it. Clearly something has happened to him, and you do not think this is something that he could have done to himself. There has been a power that's come out of this, the name and the name of the god he's given you, Mars, it isn't a god you've ever heard of. And you're not sure what the reason for that is. You've got quite a good knowledge of the pantheons of the Forgotten Realms. Mars is not a name associated with that.
It's Kratos.
No.
I
If we're
think
gonna
at
go
this
for
point-
every god of war, we're gonna be in for a while.
Jupiter.
Greece, I'm pretty sure
I
it's
mean,
one.
do you want me to say, or do they need to find out?
No, don't say we'll go. with
Okay,
it.
okay.
I think Clef at this point now gets up and walks a bit closer to Rex. Almost like looks a bit closer at the nails. And almost wants to like kind of touch one and see how it moves. And says, "Does it hurt?"
No, it doesn't hurt.
Does it feel
Did it?
good?
Sounded like
It
hurt last
feels
night.
good.
Ooh.
That was
Feels
last
good.
night, but it feels good.
It's like you're a
mean, look-
butterfly coming out of your cocoon.
Can I touch one?
Yeah, go for it.
If you want to.
And Clef kind of just like reaches and just kind of grabs one of the tips of it and moves it around in a very small circle.
Ugh.
Okay.
Oh, do that again.
So as you
That
touch
wasn't
your
the nail,
clef-
that was the nipple.
as you touch your clef and try to twist it and maneuver it, it doesn't move. It's not just like it's been hammered into place. It's like it is being held in place by a force on the other end.
Mhm. Yeah.
It
Okay.
looks stiff.
Well, if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't hurt.
So it looks like we won't have to buy Rexar any armor now.
Call him Sonic.
Ooh! I want to buy a crossbow, by the way. We need to find the dude, our mercenary dude.
Yeah,
Oh, hey,
was
huh?
he? Oh.
Hi. coming out of his tent. Oh, I didn't know you were back. So, oh my God! What? What
Oh.
happened to you all? What?
There
Talon?
wasn't any good deals.
No good roads.
Bruh!
I
Nothing.
hope you didn't be saying you four look terrible. You look hideous.
Oh.
Who's he?
What?
Rexar.
He just pointed to the man covered in nails.
What did you say?
Oh, God.
Rexar, I
He
think
didn't
you look
mean it
beautiful.
personally, Rexar.
What the hell's happened to you all?
The greenest was under attack when we got there. There was a dragon and weird men in black cloaks and some.
I mean, to be
dragonborn.
honest, the whole city was burning when we left, and it's like gone. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Can we still do something for you?
Gone.
Like, gone.
There's a few survivors, but I'd say most of the population has been
Why?
decimated.
We just didn't have the numbers to fight.
So,
The dragon was also kind of scary, so I didn't really know how to fight
Yeah.
mentally.
Dragon?
And
There
Rexar
was a
couldn't even hit it.
blue. I don't know.
Big
blue
blue
white?
dragon.
Blue Dragon with the leader Sign
Seven.
Raf. Sign
Sign
Raf.
Raf.
Have you heard of him, by the way?
he sort of sighs and looks downwards. So we were too late.
Wait.
Yeah.
Whoa, hang on.
What?
You knew this was gonna happen,
What?
and you sent us in.
No, there's. I'm sorry, friends. I have deceived you to an extent, but this was not my intention.
I jumped
I-
up and put my
I'm-
knife to his throat.
Can I do
Looking at
intimidation check?
Rexar and seeing if Rexar should react, as I don't want him to react.
Okay, so you're keeping an eye on Rexar, and as
Yes.
you look to the right,
Ricky just-
Ricky jumps past you on the left and puts the knife to his throat. No! Look, I didn't know this was going to happen, and I didn't know it was going to happen so soon.
Well, which was it? You
What?
didn't
Which
know
was
gonna
it?
happen, or which didn't happen so soon?
You
We
wanted
su-
to be sacrificed?
We suspected there may be a danger.
Who?
Who's we?
Sweet.
The Order of the Gauntlet.
Who are they?
Do you have a
Um,
really beautiful purple cloak?
No.
No, thank you. So you're the nice person.
Yes.
Okay. What's the gauntlet thingy?
So you have all been in the Forgotten Realms for a while, and you would know of the Order of the Gauntlet.
Okay.
And the Order of the Gauntlet is the equivalent of a fighters guild, but it's a little bit more structured than that. It's not just focused on brawn and bravery, but also honor and protection. Rexar would, although being very, very strong, would probably not get into the Order of the Gauntlet.
I never heard of that.
It's sort of, yeah,
I don't know what
Rexar
that is.
physically hasn't heard of it. It's not a massive organization by any means, but it does have considerable points of power throughout the Forgotten Realms. It does have people that are associated with it to certain extents, some of which are very deeply entrenched in the system, some of which are more freelancers or associates that might occasionally pick up a job and do some work for them. They're a guild with interests throughout Forgotten Realms.
I say, so why would the Gauntlet, with all its honour and fanciness, deceive a bunch of adventurers and send them on a mission when they've got people of their own to do this?
Because we don't have that many here, and I'm just an investigator.
Well, surely we should have been given a heads up of the potential risks
I'm sorry, we
and
didn't
not deceived
know.
in this manner.
I was just being sent to meet a contact within Greenest, and I believed that there was some danger and some interest in the general towns around this area, hence why I hired you as escorts, but dragons and such and raids, I'm sorry, I had no idea.
No. As I take off my grappling pin and throw it at you.
I'm in
What?
the way, Rexar.
Don't care about
stop. We need to find information out.
He has
So-
a lot of information, Rexar.
Yeah, I will just restrain him. I'm not gonna kill
That's
him.
fine.
Yet.
Yes, please
Yes.
So-
restrain him.
But
That's fine.
you said this was a merchant mission, but it turns out it was nothing to do with goods
I mean, we
or
did
trade.
escort him.
Well, no, you did escort me, but that's all it was meant to be. It was just meant to be an escort mission. I couldn't
Why did you
trust-
send us in
But
that town?
surely, if you would have said this is an escort mission for this X, Y, and Z information, we'd be able to prepare ourselves better. Not thinking it's just a standard merchant run.
You are... I mean no offense, but you are basic adventurers, and I did not know if you could be trusted. We felt that this would be a better cover, just a simple job, low level for individuals of similar capabilities.
I
There
say
was
we
no-
kill him right now.
No, he has a lot
Bad
more
enough.
information. He said that we think that this might have some interest in this Greenest city. Why
I don't
would you
care.
think? What? Please.
So who
I just want him dead.
who are these people and what is going on? Also,
And what's the
our
interest?
reward should be at least tripled.
At least, bruh. He's also like almost killing
In fact,
me.
just give me all your clothes now.
make an intimidation check with advantage.
I
I'm-
want his clothes.
He's pissed me off.
Please
Do
don't
you have a
make me give
negative
my
on your
clothes.
intimidation?
Give them me now.
And you
Oh no,
do.
you have a no. You have positive, so it's up to.
I really don't want to.
I don't care what you want. I put my knife closer to his
Your
skin
clothes
so there's no
now.
blood.
I'm sorry. I will try to persuade them just to wait to strip him off until we have the
Yeah,
information.
guys, can we relax? Let's find out the information we need, and if he will triple
He
our
will
bounty.
feel more vulnerable.
Oh God.
Nope, clothes are off. He'll feel more vulnerable being naked. Take him off now.
Alright, he starts taking his clothes off.
He's already.
And we want all the information involved in this incident.
Well, I would.
Many good people were lost, and the
Yes.
guild did nothing.
Well, we were trying to. I was.
Didn't try hard enough.
Oh
Look,
God!
I
Let
don't-
him talk.
Enough talk.
I don't know
I had enough.
what is going on. I was sent to meet somebody who did have that information.
Who were you supposed to meet?
Leosin Erlanfar.
Did
Jesus
we meet
Christ,
him?
these names. Leo Sin. No, we didn't.
Yeah. Can't just be fucking Jerry,
Dave.
can it?
Oh.
Yeah,
And
Dave.
Gary. No.
Where
listen.
were you supposed to meet
Leo
this?
Sin.
Whereabouts in
Right.
Greenest were you supposed to meet him?
I was going to meet him in the Humble
Outside
Inn.
the church.
The Humble
Whereabouts
In the
would that
windmill.
be?
In.
The Humble Inn.
We're looking at the map
Somewhat-
now.
We didn't
I would
even.
say
Mhm.
it was difficult to get an exact awareness of, like, you weren't looking at the buildings' names as everyone was on fire, but you could make an educated guess that sort of by the fact that it was a tavern, it possibly would have been located in the more central areas. So potentially it would have been one of these buildings here.
Where we saw the.
That's
big
where we
party
saw
of,
the purple.
Yes,
Yeah.
the purple guys.
Purple-headed warrior.
He's more than likely dead or captured. He
Well-
might even be the reason why they were there. I'm discussing within the party now, not outside the game.
Yeah, it's fine.
I said I had enough. He knows nothing.
Rexar, shut up.
He
Thank
knows
you.
fucking nothing.
He just gave
Um,
us information.
what do
Go
you
play with your
know?
new spikes.
Yeah, go play with your
I'll
nails.
play in a minute with you.
They need clipping.
Sure, let's go.
They need
Um,
Hey, you wanna go?
Can we... Rexar, stop trying to fight everyone.
I am gonna start playing some instruments just to relax them. That's what I'm doing. I'm making a
What do you
performance.
know about this blue dragon?
I know nothing of dragons. I've heard of villages being raided, and I just got told to come meet Leosin, and he's got information, and he will know what to do next.
Where is this person from? Did he come to Greenest to meet you and live somewhere else, or do you know anything more about this person? That probably
all,
said.
all I know is that he was in Greenest, and God,
Is
Who told you
Leosin
this
part of the
information?
guild?
yes.
So Leosin, all he did was send you a message saying, come meet me here, I need to tell you information about the raid, but didn't tell you anything about who was raiding or what to face.
He is an associate of the guild, not directly in our
Okay.
employ, but has interests.
Should we go back to Greenest? It's only like a couple of miles away, and see if we can find this inn and find any information.
I mean, we can do that, but at first I want to say, Rexar, do you?
Drinks, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, do you
Right.
care to drag him with us?
Yeah, put some skiddies on, leave the rest off, and then Rexar, you grapple and hook him.
Yeah, basically. Would that work?
Well, he's not a threat.
Doesn't matter. He's pissed me off.
Yeah, and I don't care to argue with him. I mean,
Or we can make sure he's not a threat and cut off one of his hands.
You would
what?
strike out at the guild?
The guild's done
Let's
nothing
kill
to
him.
me.
No,
Let's
God.
kill him. Take his whatever's valuable. and
I'm
let's
starting
go
to
like
there.
that.
play my instrument again to relax.
You're a
them.
low-level investigator. The guild won't care much for you.
You do not.
You
know
just
the
got
guild like
lost.
I-
You just got killed by the dragon. Sorry to say that.
Fine. We'll let him walk with us. We'll go to the Greenest and...
Yeah.
Yes, it would help
Okay.
to talk with Leosin a lot easier if we have the guy on our side, not in his tidy whities with a hand
Yes.
missing.
This one is
Oh.
smart. This one is smart.
Another useless person.
I actually
dragging
agree.
along.
I mean, come on, guys. What do you say, Clef?
Hello, Clef, how are you?
I think everyone needs to calm down a little bit. This is all getting a bit too
So
much.
there's two people who want to kill everyone every 3 seconds.
Still a fucking out.
I was contemplating
Not
casting hideous
everyone,
laughter
but-
on Marv from here.
I'm just gonna say Rexar.
Anyone that slighted me or betrayed me, I have immense
Rexar?
range towards.
And Rexar specifically. I'm just gonna say that if we just give him his clothes and maybe that would help the Leonidas person talk to us, but also if he doesn't, then you have two things to kill. Isn't that gonna help us either
And
way?
he also gives us the money.
Yeah,
No, where's the
Want to
money?
keep him
We
on
got no
side.
business. We
Okay.
got no
Let's
business.
give
Give us
us-
the money.
What's more important
Give
to you?
him Well,
Give me
seeing
the
as
money
I've
right
only got
now.
15 gold. I want
I
money.
only have 10 gold.
Yeah,
Give me gold.
exactly. So
Right now.
let's
Give him his clothes back, but let's make sure we search him for any weapons
We
or
can
any
do that.
information and any items that might be of value.
Okay. First of all, Viv, I really liked your argument to Rexar that if they go with this plan, he'll have 2 people to kill. So I'm going to give you inspiration.
Ooh.
That is so. There's 2 types of inspiration, helpfully in D&D, because there's not enough words in the English language. There's bardic inspiration, which lets you roll an extra thing on top of your dice. But there's also dungeon master inspiration, which I just sort of give out if someone says something really funny or has a good idea. It's very ad hoc. What that does is you can use it once to have advantage on any roll.
Ooh. Nice.
Nice, Vivace, nice.
Can she choose when and if she uses it?
She can choose when and if to use it.
But
or you could
before
also
the roll, I guess.
before the roll.
She might have to use it when she tries to restrain Rexar later.
Yeah.
Remember, you can also use it if you want. Instead of giving advantage to yourself, you can give disadvantage to someone else.
Ooh. Okay.
So that could be an enemy. Let's be honest, it could be Rexar.
Okay. Cool.
Since when I'm the enemy here?
No, you're not.
Calm down.
Not in my
I need
eyes.
to get a shard and get poison dart for Rexar. Put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
we'll do that then.
About this money.
Yeah, where's the money?
What was it that he offered us in the beginning? I can't remember.
150
originally-
gold for each.
Is that what he
And
said?
all we're supposed to do
Yeah.
is protect him on the way to the village. So if we do that, we want that tripled and paid.
Well, I would be happy to give you your payment upon my arrival to the village, and assuming you don't,
Nah, that doesn't
Kill
work
me.
anymore.
I could also, if you're able to locate Leosin, I would give you a writ that is worth 1,500 gold upon collection.
Dead or
Writ.
alive.
What's this?
A writ. It is
it's like a
essentially
check.
it's like a check.
And what
So we
about
take it to a
even if
bank.
he's dead?
No.
Well, he
What do you
might
mean,
be
So
that-
dead.
we're gonna take this deal with you when we possibly could never find him because he's dead.
Yeah.
Find his body.
We are
and then
gonna
don't
take
get
him
this
with us.
money.
If
Just one
he's
of these
if
tiny
he's
ones.
dead, I will still reward you. If I'm dead, I will not. be
No,
taking
we were asking if
That's
he's
right.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very confusing because you threatened to kill me a lot in the last 5 minutes or so.
The 2
Well, I
angry
think you
little
can
ones.
understand where our frustrations are coming from.
Sure.
But he's
So
not
the new
done-
deal is we take you to the inn and you give us the gold. Yeah.
And yeah, so how much?
And
gold
then
is
if we
that?
find them, we give us more.
Yeah, that's what it is, Rex.
Yeah, how much gold is it?
What's your
Just so we're clear.
intelligence?
Not very high.
150 gold each.
150,
Okay.
1,500 if we find
Yeah,
Leosin.
let's head
I
to
can-
the village.
I can just picture Rexar's notes. It's got 150 at the top, and
Yes.
then underneath it's got 1,500. That's it. It's just got the 2 numbers of
Rexar
gold.
cannot write.
That's all I
Rexar
need.
can't
That's
read.
all I need. I don't need
Yeah,
anything
he
else.
scribbles it down, he can't read it.
I'm not
He's
in
got just got a little-
He's just drawn the right amount of fingers for
He's
it.
got little pictures.
I'm nudging the person who got his clothes and like, yo, give them back now.
Yeah, I give him back
Person.
after checking them. What do I find in his clothes?
I'm not going to make you roll for this because you've got the time, you've got him. You find on him 15 pieces of silver.
Garbage.
You also find a small green gemstone. It looks to be like a small chip of emerald.
I ask, what's this gem?
It's a sign of the Order of the Gauntlet.
Okay, I'll be keeping hold of this for the time being.
I'll keep the silver.
That's also in my hands.
Yeah, you're not getting any of it, Rex.
Nah.
Also, 15 silver's fucking pennies. Like,
I
let's
know.
get going. Let's get.
Let's go.
Let's
We're
go.
burning daylight. Burning daylight here.
I will play my little lute on the way we're walking, just to relax everyone and just make them a little bit happy.
Okay. So you make the by now familiar journey back to Greenest, traversing over the plains and the sloping hills. Once again, you crest the top of the final hill and see down at the town. For a moment, you have that almost overlapping image of the night before, the burning buildings, the smoke, the slaughter. It's calmer now, but by no means is it happier.
When we see this, I nudge this gauntlet person and say, like, you understand why we are a little bit skittish, right? And then I
By the
continue.
gods. By the gods, a dragon was here.
The dragon
You-
what?
Was
The
here.
dragon was here.
Oh, was here, yes. Mm-hmm.
You make your way down into the town and
They're going away.
you pass the burnt out husks of buildings accompanied by the burnt out bodies outside it. It looks like the raiding went on for a while after you left, and while the civilians in the keep were spared as promised, it seems that protection was not as welcome to those outside and on the outskirts. Homes have been ransacked. You pass multiple broken windows and doors torn from hinges. Most buildings no longer have roofs, and those that do are half-formed and collapsing inwards. You can still see people sitting outside their broken homes, clutching and just looking straight ahead at what little possessions they've got left. Off in the corners, you can see a few small funerals being held. Quite a few individuals gathered around singular mounds. It looks to be mass graves because it would take too long to bury individually. There seems to be a smaller one where the children are being put in. The keep remains largely standing. A few holes in the ramparts here and there from the dragon attack. But it's not there you travel. It's instead to the small outcropping, the area that would have been the densest part of civilization, the marketplace. Torn, decrepit, and now that you are here, you can see that one building is larger than the others, and looking around for but a moment, you find a torn off sign, half scorched, but you are able to make out part of the first word, HUMB.
Shall we go in? See if we can
Yeah.
locate this
See if we
Leosin.
can go
Is there
with-
anyone
was-
outside of the building, or like walking around?
There are people walking around. Most of them look to be in some
Right,
sort
this
of
fucking guy's pissing me off.
Say dog.
I think she's talking
you,
about DT.
you hear an argument to the side as a woman yells at a man. Everyone else in battle shock stumbling around. Sorry, that really tickled me. Talon, you said let's go in. It's not necessarily the easiest to identify where this building starts anymore. It's very much torn open, ripped apart. You can see that to the west side of it, there is the least ruined section. A couple of tables that have collapsed in on themselves or been destroyed. A body draped over what was a patio.
Is there
By all
any-
means, you can look around, but it has been decimated.
I asked.
I arrange the
um,
table and the chairs and get myself a drink.
Not all night.
I asked the fella, is there any identifying features of this Leosin that we would recognise?
He, I was told I would identify him for the robes he wore. Tan leather, like, well, with a small sash. I believe he was some sort of monk.
I start checking bodies to see if I can find anyone that fits that description.
Give me an investigation check.
Can I help?
Yeah, absolutely. Ricky, do it with advantage. As Talon gets down in the mud beside you and starts sifting through. It's quite difficult because a lot of these individuals have been burnt, so it's not just checking them over, it's doing it gently enough that their skin doesn't crumble and beneath your fingers, but you do have very deft hands, and with Talon's help, you are able to look over and sift through. You find a good number of bodies, and you realise that this was potentially one of the first places that was attacked. A lot of carousing was going here, and it seems like the alarm hadn't been raised yet. It's also quite closely on the outskirts of the town, so they poured in from this direction, come running down from the hills, and you would estimate that this larger building, this larger representation of civilization, was one of the first places to fall under the blades. And it does look like it took at least a portion of Dragonfire. But as you look around, you do not find any bodies that match the clothing that was described to you. On a 22, you do see where a lot of the other buildings you've passed have been completely disintegrated or destroyed, and a lot of the bodies have just been slaughtered and slumped. This looks to be a little bit more organized, and as you look over this chaos, a sort of pattern starts to form out of it, and what initially seemed to you as pure anarchy, there was actually a bit of organization here. You can see that most of the bodies are on the eastern side of this area.
So it could be that they were looking for this Leosin, this monk, or he was able to fight off people in the western side, something like that. Looking at this chaos here, is there anything? Would I found any like pieces of clothing that could pertain to him, like a sash or something?
On a 22, and because you asked the question specifically, you look around, you spend a good hour in this place, really picking it apart and searching it. And as you do, eventually you're sifting through a lot of red herrings. You find a few pieces of clothing that are torn and tattered on the floor, but eventually you come to the exit that remains most connected. And what you can see is that there is a torn red sash that has been tied to one of the posts of the door.
Okay. Well, to me, it looks like a sign that he has left. He got out.
What is tied to a door? Is it any particular door to a house, or
On the out, going out.
So it's the door going out of the inn. It's like
sorry.
the back entrance. And when I say it's tied to a post, if you imagine where the door is inlaid into, that has been torn off from the top and is essentially now looks like a splintered fence post, and it's been tied around the splintered area quite high up.
Well, it looks like your friend is possibly alive. I think if he went anywhere, he's going to have gone to the keep, surely. That was the most fortified place during all this.
Well, did you see anyone enter the keep?
We were only there for a brief period of time. There's a lot of people outside it.
But I mean, if the dude who was not so kind kept his promise, maybe they are alive. We can check.
Maybe. I
Let's
don't
go
know.
check the keep.
Yes, of course.
I touch him on his shoulder. I don't reach his shoulder. I look at him in the eyes and say, "Hey, it's gonna be good. Let's go find some people."
Please don't let them kill me.
Oof.
And then I just kind of push him along towards it and say, I can't make no promises, but let's go.
You start walking up the hill to the keep, and this is the area where there is a lot of guard bodies on the outskirts of the keep. You remember as they rushed out and defended it once the refugees were corralled in there. This is also the area where most of the fallen on the enemy occupation lie. There are defeated cultists and kobolds The bodies are mainly kobolds and cultists in black. You did catch a glimpse throughout the fighting of a couple of purple-robed cultists, and you yourselves have slain one or two of them. There are no purple-robed cultists in this fallen body here. As you step over them and enter the keep, it is quiet, it is solemn. You do see a selection of refugees that many of whom, the 5 that you saved from the church, are in here and talking. Rexel, there's no indication of the child that you saved, but
Probably for
mingling
the
amongst
best.
Where is it?
mingling amongst all that is Escobar, the Castellan of the keep that you met briefly, and he told you about the back door out of the keep so that you could get to the church.
Ah, hello, friend.
You've returned then. He sort of sighs and thank you for what you did last night. I know.
Where's the child that was with me?
Be quiet, Rexar. Grown-ups are talking.
I know there was not a lot that could have been done last night. God knows that we couldn't have faced that force alone, but you stood with us and you saved some that were certainly consigned to death, so you have my thanks. If it is in my power as the new governor of a decimated town, I will do what I can for you.
I just straight up
looking
go
for-
and
some
shake his
gold.
hand and say, I'm sorry for the way I acted, and I'm sorry for what you have to deal with, but could you help us helping this guy? And points toward the mercenary person.
Yep, you point over to Tao and he sort of looks and goes, well, yes, of course, I will help however I can. What is it that you need?
He's searching for. You can speak for yourself, maybe.
Thank you.
He's going to roleplay both to himself. Do we have to make him do this?
More
Don't make him do that.
self-indulgent than a dungeon master talking to characters, especially when we sound exactly the fucking same.
Can I just... Oh, God.
Thank
You can
Camilla.
barge in if you want to. I'm just saying that's
No,
my choice.
I don't have this conversation. You can all sit and watch
Yeah.
as the real main characters talk.
I'll go make a tea.
Yeah. Taui steps forward and goes, I am looking for a monk by the name of Leosin Alonfar. And the Escobar looks at him and goes, Leosin Alonfar? I've never heard of such a man, but you say a monk. We've heard reports of a monk being taken away from the town in the early kindlings of the battle.
I looked extremely disappointed at the mercenary dude.
He's probably, do you know, Talon, you saw, I think it was Talon. you were
Excuse me,
on
I
top
have
of
not finished
ramparts.
talking to this gentleman.
He was
Shut the hell
probably
up.
in the group of purple people you saw walking through the main square.
Yes,
That
probably
we
when he's
decided
captured,
to
yeah.
avoid, yeah.
Do we know which way they went? Or do you know, Escobar?
I think they were going this way, weren't they?
They were heading, when you saw them, they were heading northeasterly, so potentially they did go along that road. Escobar goes, if you give me a few minutes, I may be able to get a few people together and find out what we know. We have a few
Yes.
survivors from the inn.
Yes, please.
Do you,
Fantastic.
I know this whole town has been ransacked, but is there any shops or shopkeepers that may be around?
we do have shops. I believe we have some shopkeepers remaining, but the hordes, they took everything. Once the
Okay.
battle was over, they looted and they took it all away.
What
I
is... Okay, sorry.
I nudged a fake merchant from the guild and say, well, I'm sure the Guild of Gauntlets will be happy to help repair the village in some way.
Well, yes, of course. the Order of the Gauntlet would be able to provide aid. I will need to be alive, of course, to send word to my associates, but with that, we will be able to provide aid well
Good.
within months.
Months?
Well, yes, word must travel first, and then they must return. It will take time, but we can help you rebuild.
This Gauntlet Association is starting to sound a lot worse
I
than
mean,
I was
we
expecting.
know that such stuff takes a lot of paperwork and stuff like that. Meh.
Indeed, we used to be able to get things much quicker when Lord Bezos was in charge, but after he's been upended by the unions,
Oh.
well, delivery has gone much slower.
Oh goodness.
I thought it's going to go Lord Boris then.
No, he was in charge, nothing got done.
Nothing got done. He was having parties.
We should
He's-
talk
he
to
said-
these people.
Yeah, talk to these people. I was going to ask, do we know which, like, if he was a monk, was he part of a group?
I
And if we
mean,
know, do we know their location so we can
Or
at least
monastery.
notify them or something like that? Yeah.
I believe he did have an acquaintance in the town, yes. He spent some time with them. I think they survived.
Are they here?
Escobar heads off for a second and has a brief conversation and goes, in the infirmary.
In the infirmary?
Yeah, and he gestures to what has been a very makeshift tent. It looks to have been... It's being held up by different remnants of buildings that have been torn off and hammered into the ground, and it's got a large tattered tarp above it. They call it an infirmary, but it's much more of a triage centre. You can see that there is a group of individuals, possibly those with some small degree of medical training, hanging around there doing what they can. But what really draws your eye is the person standing at the entranceway of this place with a selection of black and white ribbons in his hand. And you can see him walking over to some individuals, giving them a once over and tying black ribbons to their wrists and walking away as they try to grab him. And he walks over to others and gives them a glance and gives white ribbon around them, and they start crying and like trying to hold his hand. Thank you. And he has a haunted look about him.
You've been watching Chicago MD.
No?
Oh, okay.
I remember it from Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Um,
I head over and just start asking people about any monasteries or monks or associates of
of Leo.
Leo's sin.
It takes sorry, go on, Viv.
I'm gonna go around and try helping people, like medicine wise. Anything I can do to lighten the mood.
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
Do-do-do-do.
oh.
I broke
killed
parts of
Mario.
finger. Whoops.
It's difficult because you want to help and you step forward to help, and it quite quickly dawns on you, if it hadn't already, that this individual going round with the white and the black ribbons is establishing who can and cannot be saved, and is essentially consigning certain individuals, and quite a few of them, to fairly painful, drawn-out deaths. And you know that's the decisions that have to be made in an incident like this. You know that it's the best any person can do. You also know that the night you've been through, you cannot make those decisions right now. And as you face that classical music comes back for a second, and you step away. Ricky, you said you were looking around. You ask people about Leo Sin, you ask about different orders and monks, and eventually you hear, like, I can help you. And you glance over and you can see an individual human lying on a small gurney that's essentially just crates with another top thrown over it. His right leg has been amputated just below the knee.
I immediately looked at him for a ribbon.
He does have a white ribbon on him.
Fantastic. I go over and ask him, how can you help, good sir?
Leosin was my guide. He was training me. We came here because we thought the town might be in danger, and they've taken him.
Why would they take him? What kind of information would your guide have that would be so important?
He sort of looks up at you, and Escobar has travelled with you and gives him a nod and goes, You can trust them, Nazim. He is investigating cults and raids that have been happening across the Forgotten Realms. He believes something big is coming and that he can prevent it.
Would you have had anywhere where you would have stored information, or...?
He was a paranoid man. I think any information he had, he would have kept within his own mind.
Did he ever share something with you?
Does he not know the 3-2-1 backup rule?
No. What is this of which you speak, wise wizard?
You need 3 copies of any important information. 2 in one location and 1 off-site.
Oh, such wisdom. I will take it back to my
I was like, I don't
sanctuary.
know what this is. I need to hear this.
What the fuck am I listening to?
While I'm here, does anybody have any tips on IT?
What's so? I look
I,
over to Viv and say, is there anything you can do for this man's pain?
I mean, yeah, I have a lot of good stuff.
Don't
for
use
that.
any spell slots though, he's not worth that much.
Brave adventurers.
I
I
am
have
just
heard-
taking his hand, and
I have heard of parties that can grow back limbs. I'm so glad you've come.
no, I can sing for you.
I can
mean,
make
I
you
can-
equal and take the other leg off, and then you
Oh.
won't hobble.
You can sing
Oh.
for me.
Yeah,
Yes, I would like a song.
and I start playing my pan flute in a really, really
This is some fucking holistic medicine.
in a really slow but harmony way,
Give
and
me-
then
It sounds like a performance check, doesn't it,
Give me
QT?
a performance check,
Oh.
100%. And dear God, please roll a natural 1 and kill this man.
Doesn't...
Hey!
The leg goes back!
His leg goes back.
Everyone revives in the town.
Oh God. Okay, Vib, tell me what song you were trying to do.
I guess maybe I was just because we rested and I felt so much new powers in me. I guess maybe I inspired it with a little fey magic or something. I think
It's
I remember.
Beyonce.
Yeah, something
rule the
like
world.
that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
The tent is echoing the sound back at you, and it's odd because it's not the sort of place where those acoustics should occur, but it's almost like you're playing a beat and you're using the rhythm almost like an echo pedal. You're layering it on top of one another, and you're performing almost like a full band, but just yourself and your echo, and it is beautiful and it is haunting and it is raw emotion. People are openly weeping, and it is not a happy song, but you are a musician of worth and substance, and you know that sometimes people may want happy songs, but first they need to process, first they need to experience, and you play a tune of pure grief, And it is only at the end, on the lilting final notes, where you start to instill just a slight indication of hope, an up pace, a slight octave change. And when it settles, there is silence, and the man is openly weeping. And he goes, "You are a healer. Thank you." And he grows a third leg.
Does he stand up?
His leg is still gone.
Talon nudges Ricky and says, "Well, we know who the best bard is." Jeez.
Yeah, the other bard's done nothing.
The other bard just keeps missing stuff.
Hey, be
Cool.
nice, he got in an argument with rats.
Oh yeah. We'll.
That's
Do
just
we?
awful.
Do you? So, did you see your guide get taken, and do you know which direction for sure they would have gone?
Yes, they. It was very odd. We were in the inn when it happened, and they came directly from the south and burst through the doors. They rounded us all up, and they started looking at different people, and they had this scroll with them, and were going through descriptions, and anyone that didn't meet it, they beat or slew. And then they got to Leosin, and they grabbed him, and they took him. And I watched as they dragged him away and set the barn ablaze. He wrapped a scarf around the door before he left, and they took him north.
Did
Their
we
tracks.
check the scarf?
No,
No.
Oh.
Why would we check it?
might
because
have left
maybe
something
he.
inside it.
yes.
Do you know where this cult tend to rest, or where they headquarters are?
Well, no one understands them better than Leosin, and if you do find him alive, his knowledge would be invaluable against whatever plans they are having to wreak. But I don't know their location, but I saw where they took him,
Sorry.
and they were in a rush. Their tracks were obvious. I believe even a semi-skilled hunter would be able to locate them.
Okay, cool. I was just about to go. I wish
have a
Ash was here.
Yeah.
I wish our rogue was here.
Our ranger.
Our ranger, sorry, he'd be good at tracking. So what is tracking? Is it survival or nature?
I think it's survival.
Yeah, I've got +0 to
Could
survival.
also be insight. Yeah.
There's probably
It might be-
survival.
It might be investigation as well.
Do we want to go check that scarf just to make sure we haven't missed anything?
But let's do it on the way if we
On the
decide
way,
which way we're going to
yeah.
go.
Yeah, well, we'll have to go to the scarf to start finding the tracks because that'll
Yes,
be the
true.
start of the tracks.
Yes.
Oh, Ragnar, you might have survival.
Ragnar.
Rexar, sorry, I was thinking of.
Ragnar's my brother.
Ooh!
Ragnar's my brother.
How many siblings do you have?
17.
They're
Had some
prolific,
badass mother you have.
Yeah, mothers.
especially once you've
Mothers.
seen the father.
Hmm. But do you track something? Do you know how to track stuff?
Yes.
Ooh. Well then,
And
let's
I'm good
do
at
I check
survival.
that.
I
Can you tell
urge
me-
everyone to just go. How are you reacting? Should we go or
I think we should make haste. We might as well.
perfect?
Okay,
Is-
so,
I don't know.
so are you checking the scarf on the way?
Well,
But
it's at the beginning
meanwhile
of the
we're
tracks
leaving.
anyway.
Yeah.
I wink
So-
at the mercenary dude and say, "Seja." And walk
Thank
in.
you.
He's coming with us, isn't he?
I don't think so.
No,
Why would he?
no, I'm not a fighter.
Where's my
Why do you-
money?
Oh yeah, we haven't had our money yet as well.
That's
Oh.
what I asked. Are we
Um,
leaving?
Here you go.
150.
So
Very
you all
nice.
get 150 gold, and you also get given a writ that upon location and retrieval of Leosin, alive or dead, this can then be claimed. He'll put a stamp on it, and that says that essentially it can be redeemed at any establishment.
Wow.
Oosh.
I'm just
So
gonna let Clef hold on to that, because he's like always in the backside.
We got the writ for the 1500.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yes,
it's,
but it's not,
conditional.
Sorry.
It's conditional if we find.
So we have
Yeah.
to find
Leo
it first.
Sin.
Yeah, it's essentially what he's done. He's given you a contract, but he
Yes.
hasn't signed it yet.
Okay.
Okay. So
fair.
we have to come back after we find
Yep.
Yeah.
Leoson's dead body.
I'm pretty good at
Or-
deception. I could forge a signature.
You could absolutely give
Try.
that a go. But you do
I
only
think-
have the one piece of paper.
Let's try and find him first. If we can't find him, we'll go with option 2.
Yeah, I agree.
I have got a +6, so
So what are we doing? Are we going north?
we're
Yes.
going
Right, so
to.
no,
where
I'm
we
like
saw
checking
the-
for threats.
Cliff, are you
or what?
high?
Yeah,
Did
we'll
you
try.
like smoke plants?
I think that'd be
we'll
better
go
if I was
to-
high.
You do sound fucking high, don't you?
Yes.
It's too much cough syrup, innit?
Yeah, that's not enough. That's what I just had. I tried to have some of this to try and soothe it a little bit, but it's not
Just
really
do
done its
cure
job.
wounds on yourself. Problem solved.
If
Okay.
we go to the ribbon first, because that's where the tracks will start, and just double check that, just make sure there isn't like some information in it or where they
Yeah.
might be camped, hidden in it.
Okay.
Check
So-
the ribbon.
Yep, so
Check.
you go forward, you pull out the ribbon, and inside of it, it's this long flowing scarf. It looks to be like the length of, it's about 5 foot in total, like wraps around someone multiple times. And as you unfurl it, falling out of it is a small green emerald chip.
Oh.
Seen that
So
before.
he was part
I've
of
seen that before, yeah.
yeah.
He was associate of the guild, so we knew that anyway, didn't we?
You know what it would be good here? A nice dog. To
True.
track. For tracks.
I'm just
If
gonna
only we had
say that I
Yeah.
also pick up another of those cloaky things, a purple one, so we have at least 2 with us walking.
Give me an investigation check.
Damn it.
This
What are you
is
looking for?
specifically to see if you can find a purple cloak, because
Mm.
those are, I did say
Rarer.
those are rarer cloaks.
While Viv's
Nice.
doing that, I say to Clef, do you want to see if there's any stray dogs about that you can tame so you've got a partner?
I think better yet, Clef, can you find some booze? We'll need it for
You're
long road
in a
ahead.
tavern,
Ignore
dude.
that.
Take it.
It might be
Yeah.
handy to have a companion as well that can track.
Yeah, we can try that.
We look. I go with Clef around the area to see if there's any stray
Okay.
dogs or.
Clef, give me an investigation with advantage
Rabbits.
because Talon's helping you. While that's happening, Viv, you do find a purple robe. It is very
Welcome, Clef.
dishevelled. You found it on a corpse. That corpse has soiled itself. It's dirty,
Wow.
but it is purple. It is a bit ripped.
Mm-hmm.
Clef, you look around and you do see, sort of stumbling about and limping around, a 3-legged, small Doberman. It looks to be quite severely injured.
Could heal that. Dobermans are good. Also, your fucking investigation is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't you doing all the investigating?
Yeah, I got like what did I get? Like +6 or something.
plus
Plus
3.
7.
Bruh.
+7.
Oh, 7, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's just go for it.
Don't seem too convinced in this, Clef.
So what
Well,
you don't
go
have
for
to,
once,
you
then.
don't have to,
Yeah. No one's
You don't
forcing
have to
you.
do this.
This isn't a replacement for Luna. This is just a companion for when Luna
Yeah,
comes back.
alright. I don't want a 3-legged dog. Fuck that.
Okay,
I want
cool.
one with 2
Just
tails.
kill it, Clef.
Let's. Okay.
Unless we can chop his front leg off and make him walk on 2, on his, like a human.
We can try.
you've seen,
Rex,
you've seen that video of the dog that's got
With wheels,
what's
yeah.
wrong with its 2 front legs, but they don't work, and it walks on its hind
Yeah,
legs.
yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. It looks like an enemy from Crash Bandicoot.
That could be our dog.
No, Clef decides to turn down the 3-legged dog option.
You're not going to give him any aid or anything?
And someone called
or-
Peter comes along and puts it down.
Oh,
Yeah, okay. Can I go and kill him?
I'm
The
gonna-
dog.
If he,
No,
No.
leave the dog alone, Rex.
What do you
It's
mean,
not
no?
lunch.
Rex, what is
I'm
good
just
with Rex?
spreading off his misery.
Yeah, but we need
It's
him for
Three-legged,
tracking.
severely injured.
Donks live
Yeah.
with 3 legs, Rexar. Just
Yeah, but he
leave
said
him
he's
be.
severely
You don't need to
injured.
kill everything.
But maybe he can track something. Isn't that good? Let's
He
do
can't track his leg.
I can track.
Rexar, you get to these tracks. Give me a survival check with advantage. It's
That's with
quite
control or shift? Which
Shift.
one is it?
Shift. It's quite a low roll you need to beat because they are quite obvious tracks.
Oof. Nice.
Fortunately.
Yeah.
You look over them and you do see, with the roll that low, you do get lost a couple of times along the way, but you are able to gather your senses and find the path, and it does lead out of Greenest, and assuming you guys are prepared to leave the town, you are able to start navigating this track.
It's this
I
way.
vote to leave.
No, wait, the other way.
Here it's desolated.
I'm pretty sure it's this way.
Before we leave, can we check this area in the top left-hand corner, which we haven't checked, which is like surrounded by walls?
Yes,
you
that.
was obsessed with it last session that we should have gone there.
Yes.
No, I said we should have gone there.
Oh.
That's the
Right.
first.
Okay,
Yeah.
That is an old windmill, an old mill.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah.
as you come down, it is just burnt to the ground, and you
Oh,
saw
okay.
them setting fire to it, and you made the decision to go for the church over that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Never mind then.
So where are this village?
You travel for about an hour, getting into the second one, when you start to hear voices, and as you get closer and closer over the last hour or so, you realize that they've been traveling where the vegetation is less expansive. As you get closer, you're seeing less and less shrubs and more dead trees and more of a natural drought area. But you do approach and you are able to get into a degree of remaining shrubbery and look out, and you can see that there is smoke rising from the north, and from the crest of the hill where you are, you can see a collection of 4 black-robed individuals and 8 kobolds sitting around a campfire, and they are talking amongst themselves.
I think we can take these guys.
I think
These-
so too.
these
Yeah,
guys
for sure.
were
Let's go.
Pretty weak last time. Can we do a perception check to see if
sneak
we
attack?
can see if there's any more people in the area?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me perception.
What, all of us? Oh no.
Oof.
Okay. On a natural 20, you look around, you're pretty confident you don't think there's anyone else in this area. But on a natural 20, you pick up a couple of things as well. First of all, you've been used to traveling. You're used to being in areas where it's not necessarily safe for you to be, and you're used to the checks and balances you need to do to make a proper camp and a watch and barricades if you've got the resources and a perimeter. None of that has been done here. You're looking at these guys and they are very much guard down, eating. They feel like nothing can touch them right now, and they have done no precautions against an attack. What you also see on a natural 20 is that initially the kobolds and the cultists are intermingling, but once the food is actually doled up, the cultists go to the west side of the campfire and the kobolds go to the east, and there is a very clear, not combativeness to it, but a tension and a division.
Right, just for the in regards to time, what time is it?
It's about midday, 1-2 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So they're like stopping for lunch, and they're probably going to head out again.
Yeah.
Then
For
not
Fizz,
as
it's
if
3
it's-
o'clock.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, okay.
Put
So
my
we-
plan out the window.
Yeah, we could either try and possibly sneak around and then stealth in and attack this group and get an advantage over them, or I think what Clef you were alluding to is try and wait till nightfall, but
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna say
if
wait till night, then they
if
might
this
go
is
sleep.
just a temporary camp,
They might move on. Yeah,
Yeah.
And nightfall, you won't be able to see.
true.
Before
there's a
we
fire
just
in the
do
middle.
throw a
this,
sling into the air and hope it
I say
hits.
just go.
Rip their bum.
Just go.
Ricky's perception was very good that we can know they're not ready.
before we do this,
Yeah,
I
like,
want to.
On an natural 20, I'll tell you, assuming that you don't fuck this up colossally, you are almost guaranteed to get a surprise round.
Okay, how are we gonna fuck this up, boys?
Shut
and
up! So basically,
Let me have a go.
girls?
that's how we do it. Before we do this, I want to either investigate or do an insight or something on the realization that the fact that these are splitting up just like it was in the inn with the bodies. Is that a coincidence? Is that strange? Is there anything there I can like try to figure out?
Give me an
With
insight
my
check.
Bad insight.
I like the question. I think it's a really good question.
Wow.
What was the question? I don't really. Wow.
So in
I'm
the
rolling
inn,
like an absolute
in
king.
the inn, like there was more destruction on the east side,
Yes.
was it, than the
Yes.
west? And these are split up with like on the east side it was a cobalt, the
Yes.
cultist, and the right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What I will say, Camilla, that is incredible lateral thinking. Do not stop thinking like that in terms of the campaign and interpreting. In this case, it does seem to be just a coincidence. It seems like the cultists and the kobolds, although they have some sort of alliance from what you've seen in the combat, this particular group, for whatever reason, do not like each other and just don't want to associate as little as possible.
Interesting. Okay.
I
So they're
reckon,
working
guys,
together.
if we sneak in to this side, stealth in and attack the spore group, there's a chance that the kobolds might not even help them.
Yeah.
They seem to be hostile towards each other. They might just run if we kill a couple of these guys. We'll have to keep one alive or to question where they've taken Leo's in.
Yeah, I can hideous laughter one.
In terms of keeping one alive, I will tell you this as well. In the rules of D&D, there is not a difference between fatal and non-fatal damage. What you just need to say to me is, I want to do non-lethal damage, and I will assume that whoever you're doing that non-lethal damage to, when they reach 0 hit points, they will fall unconscious or they'll be incapacitated instead of being killed. There are limits to that. You can't cast Fireball non-lethally. That is an explosion. But you can, like, hit someone with the blunt end of your sword.
All I heard is kill. Let's kill them all. Let's go.
Are we
let's-
sneaking?
If we
And then
sneak,
get us some
sneak
Irish
in
rounds.
into the bushes, just never eat shredded wheat west for these guys.
Not every support ward.
Ah, I like that one. Oh, I might start using that one.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, not every support wards.
Cool.
So can
So
we just go there, or do we have to stealth?
So, you can stealth if you want to. You would all have advantage on this because they're unprepared. But, as you have been travelling for a little while now, you also notice that Rexar, although his nails are intimidating, they do make a bit of noise as he treads. So, Rexar
It's a
has
disadvantage.
disadvantage on all stealth checks.
What
That
a
in
cancel
cockhead.
out.
That would cancel out and just be a normal stealth check for Rexar. Everyone else in this circumstance would roll with advantage.
Well, we could just
But it's a
sneak in and
group-
Rexar
it's a
can join the
group-
fight after.
It's a group, so you just need more to succeed than fail. And because these guys aren't very aware, as a group, you just need to beat a 10. So if three
I
of you
think we
beat a
could
10,
stealth
you're
I
Yeah.
reckon we stealth. I reckon.
So we all advantage other than Rexar.
Rexar
Nail
fails
boy.
normally.
Um,
Rexar fails.
Wait, wasn't it 2?
Viv succeeds.
Oh yeah, not Rexar, Ovi.
Clef succeeds. Ricky succeeds. Talon succeeds. So you are able to maneuver your way. And what I will say is, assuming that you're staying on the green side of this map in the tree line, you can all place yourself wherever you want amidst those trees.
yeah, I think I want to be just next to my boy.
stay here.
Gas?
Yeah,
Are
me
you
too.
staying? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here.
Okay.
I don't need to be close.
Yeah, you've all got range.
I kinda do need to be close. I
So,
think.
initiative?
Mm.
How do you roll
Let's
that
do
now?
this, Ricky.
Under that thing the new thing, under
Yeah.
utility, there's a roll initiative.
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Nat 20, Nat 20!
Whoa.
Not 20.
Wait, I can't see it.
So
Under
on your
utility?
your thing with the new spells, which it's got like inventory
that-
features. The very end it says utility. Hover over that, and then it says roll initiative.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's alright.
That
I've
one.
got the
Oh my
COVID
God.
brain. It doesn't matter that much nat ones and stuff in
What is it, mine?
Wait, is initiative the one that I get the bonus on, Dean and Barry?
You've already rolled it, Gaza.
No, it's silver tongue, isn't it?
Yeah, but what's that?
Charisma.
check.
Charisma. Okay.
I need to double check.
Okay, so at the start of the surprise round, Talon, you will go before the kobolds. You both roll 22.
Is that order thing disappeared?
Oh,
I
so
can't see the order.
at the top on the left hand side, there's like a little carousel thing. Where do you know where it's got the measuring tools?
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Carousel,
Yeah, I got it.
Click
Sorry.
that. It just so you can minimize it and bring it up. If you don't like the clutter, you can get rid of it if you want.
Okay, cool.
essentially. Because you can go on the right hand side. There's a combat tracker as well. Next to the chat button at the top, the one with the fist. That's also a combat tracker. So if you don't like the clutter with the other
Oh,
one,
yeah,
you can
that's
you
better.
can use that if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see Talon put his hands out and his eyes go black and he puts his hands to the ground and you see a smoky shadow come from his hands, and I will cast Shatter and it will go for the middle of the four dragon things on the right.
You're going for the kobolds.
Oh.
Yes, I'm
wow.
worried. I don't want to hit my guys on the left.
Okay. So
'Cause it's
Shatter, what's the
it's a
range on
10
Shatter?
So its range is 60 feet, and it's a 10-foot sphere, radius sphere.
10-foot sphere. I think you can get all 8 of them.
Oh, yes.
Do we
so
want
kill.
to attack the? I'll let you get. I will.
Let him play. Let him play.
Yeah, you could hit all of them, all the kobolds if you wanted.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and cast Shatter for me as this shrieking.
So
almost
they need to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, and that's for each of them.
17.
Yeah.
So
And
they
on
either
a
take
fail,
that or half.
And on a fail, they take half damage. On
Yeah.
a success, they take half damage.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to
And-
roll for them, Talon, because even if they save, this blast of energy, like the sound of shattering glass, but almost 1,000 at once, just shearing and piercing, bursts out in this 10-foot radius around them. And as it happens, the kobolds that were there just burst one after the other in red mist that showers down. All of them dead.
Double
Jesus
rampage.
Look at his smile, look.
I only just put that spell in and I was like, yeah.
It's like a fucking grenade.
It is beast. We needed some AoE clear as well.
That's from last, that's
Yeah,
literally
we-
what I
we
was aiming
needed
for.
it.
Shatter's an absolutely amazing spell. It also does double damage against structures.
Mm.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Really, really
look at
good.
that.
No.
We can do some demolition work on the side.
So, keep one alive, guys. I'm done.
Okay. It would have been the kobold's turn to be surprised. They don't even get that. They just eviscerated instantly. Viv, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna throw my dagger. I think, to be honest, I don't.
Okay.
And I choose this one, that one, and dagger. Bam. No. Okay. How do I roll my dagger? Okay. Yeah, that's how I do.
Okay. So you leap forward and you throw your dagger. and it sinks into the shoulder of the cultist, who is just staring at the falling mist where the kobolds were. He pierces his shoulder, he takes 6 damage and stumbles forward. All of the cultists at this point are just looking around, panicked at what the hell's just happened and completely surprised. Rexar.
Your might have died.
Unmute me.
Oh shit.
I'm just gonna
Oh.
attack this guy with my great axe. Nice and easy. Watch and learn.
Bursting from the trees, just on the tree line, great axe in hand, just comes down and where there was cultist, there is no cultist any longer. Completely gone from the battlefield, slaughtered.
And I'll just move forward
Okay.
towards them.
Burst
That's my
through
turn.
into all of them. They start to turn. Clef.
I would like to.
Yeah.
I think I did it, didn't I? It's not letting me
Well,
click it.
What are you trying to do?
I targeted this one. I pushed T.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That looks better. Maybe that was why. There we go. Oh dear.
You pull back your sling and you let it go. But as you fire it, Rexar jumps from the tree line and the one you were aiming at just gets killed. And it just flies wide over the corpse that's been newly made.
I don't need to do anything else. That's my end of my turn. That's it.
Ricky.
Right, how much damage did
6.
Viv do? 6. So if I
You
move,
just say non-lethal, don't you? That's what you.
yeah, but
But not yet.
maybe
Leave-
if I
leave that one.
attack one that's not injured, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was
if, I,
going to go.
if I moved like here, would I
You
take
wouldn't
a...
take it. No. You'd still be in his range, so you wouldn't take an attack of opportunity. It's only when you leave their range that it happens.
Right, okay. If I move here, I'll attack him,
Oosh.
and then I'll also use, because he had, I can sneak attack,
Yes, you would have sneak attack here.
and I've got surprise attack.
Wow.
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Isn't surprise attack a bonus action?
No, it's a passive that he always has, but it only works
Ooh.
on his first turn of movement if they've not already attacked.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's really strong, but it's like it's quite
You've got to
circumstantial.
have...
Yeah.
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 So you spring forward in a roll and stab upwards in through his chin and just out into his brain, and you pull it out and he collapses. Talon, it is your turn again.
Oh, Jesus. I shall aim for the strong one. Come on, target him. Why is it not targeting? T T T T T.
You change your target.
Oh yeah, what did I
side.
change it to? Fuck.
Try F.
I think I've
That's right.
targeted it for you.
Not on my
me
screen.
Just go to the
You
option
can
and
just
check.
go into go with top right, the cogs, configure
Configure
settings.
settings.
Is it configure settings or configure control? Configure control, sorry. And then if you
Configure
scroll down
controls.
a
Yeah.
little bit, is target token.
Target, yeah, got it. Sorry, team.
It's
No
okay.
worries.
There we go. There we
Do
go.
you also know
And
the
I
mechanism?
shall go
that,
black
sorry?
again and cast Eldritch Blast.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe not.
The
Whoops.
bards. Oh wow! Ow.
An arcane purple orb fires from your hand towards the cultist, and as he looks around, he sort of sees you and manages to, in his surprise, stumble back, and it goes over him. He's reacting now to the combat that has started on their side, at least. to get to their senses.
Hey, bonus action. What can I do?
This
Not
is
much,
the only
I
thing
think.
with the other one. It's easy to see your bonus actions.
Yes.
I think you can in your sheet
Yeah, you can select
click
it.
bonus action. Yeah.
But I don't want to do that, and I don't want to do that.
Where do you
Yes.
see your bonus actions?
So on your character sheet, if you go on
Yeah.
inventory
Yeah.
Or spell book,
or spell book,
Oh yeah.
there's like a
bonus actions,
filter,
that's
so
it,
you can
yeah.
filter what you want it to show you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I will stay where I am and not do anything, so I can't do anything else.
Viv, it's you.
Okay. I will go to the person and just sickle him to death then, and hope
Okay.
that works.
Is it?
Inventory. Target first. T that one. And also, if he dies, I want to drag out my dagger.
Okay, yep, you manage to just take your sickle and strike it across his throat, and just blood pours over you as it gushes out, falls to the floor. Only one left at the start of his turn.
Ooh, nice.
Also, I wanna confirm: are both bards not wearing pants?
Yes, I think so. I'm
No,
not.
I'm wearing pants.
Oh, you
Very
are?
eccentric bunch.
Yeah.
I was
I
wearing
am not.
shorts, isn't he?
Okay.
Show us
Fair
your shorts, Gary.
Show us your shorts
yeah.
then.
The grey
Show-
shorts.
Show my shorts or my
yeah.
tan line.
I mean, that,
Oh.
you think that's his knee? That's his cock.
I am wearing shorts. Look.
You are wearing shorts. Okay, fair enough.
Mm.
Okay. I'm the only.
I can change it. There we go.
Okay. It is the cultist's turn. He's going to look at everything that is going on, and he's going to attempt to run away. Rexar, he is leaving your attack range, so if you want, you can make an attack of opportunity against him as a reaction.
Yeah.
He's leaving my attack range as well.
No, he's
No.
not within your attack
No,
range.
it's not.
He
Wait
is,
a minute.
because I'm a bugbear. So I've got long-limbed, so when you make a melee attack on your turn, your reach is 5 foot greater than normal. It's on my turn.
On your turn, yeah. Good thing though. Good. Like shout that stuff out because it might be one day make a big difference. But
Yeah.
for this one, it doesn't apply. But remember that because you can attack people from 10 feet away. That's pretty big.
I forgot about that completely.
Yeah. So Rex,
Imagine how your body is.
Marv, make sure you don't kill it.
I don't know, bugbear's weird. Like, I'm a
just kill
medium-sized
him.
creature, but I can fit into small space. I'm like a cat.
so you're attempting to kill him, Rexar. You said then.
No.
Yeah,
I shout, Rexar, keep him alive, you idiot.
Huh? What?
Do non-fatal, we need him alive.
non-lethal.
Let's just kill.
Okay, make an attack.
I knew this was gonna happen.
I knew that
I'm
too.
I feel so
done.
good.
I knew
Sorry,
it.
fucking,
I instantly target Rexar.
Okay, hang on a minute. So Rexar, seeing a red in the moment, brings his axe down and just cuts the final cultist as he turns his back to run, like splits him in half diagonally, and it just slumps over. There's a moment of silence as the cultist that you were hoping to take alive now lies very dead. And in that moment, Ricky and Rexar lock eyes.
What are you looking at me for?
You are a bigger moron than I ever thought you were, and we need to settle these differences.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm backing Ricky up.
What, you
Okay.
both on me?
Okay,
I
hang
don't
on,
mind.
give us a second, because we talked about how we
PvP,
handle
yeah.
PvP last
These are-
session.
Non-lethal PvP, and this is sparring.
Well, the way I handle PvP is I'm not saying no to it, but if all the parties don't agree to it, I'll just outright say it doesn't happen. So, what are the... Let's focus on Ricky and Rexar at the moment. Ricky, what is your plan for this combat?
I just want him to feel pain. We've worked this hard to track down this person, and Rexar has just blown that out. We spoke about this beforehand. Even during it, I told him, and he outright just ignored it and went with his own selfish desires.
Okay. So you're taking the perspective that Rexar is more animal than man, and you can only train an animal through pain.
Yeah.
Is that fair? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you planning to try and kill Rexar?
Not kill. Just hurt
Okay.
or maim.
Okay. Rexar, what is your perspective on this combat?
Shut up, Clef.
If he wants to come at me, let him have it. I'm ready.
Okay, and are you planning to knock him unconscious? Are you planning to kill him?
I'll just humiliate him.
Okay, so you're not planning to kill him, you're just trying to
No,
beat
no.
him.
Yes.
Okay. Talon, you mentioned you wanted to get involved on this.
Yes.
What is your perspective currently?
If I see Ricky not going for the kill, I will be willing just to make him hurt.
Okay. So, couple of things happen. Ricky and Rexar, you both get into position around the campfire. It's sort of a one-on-one. I need to stop saying sort of. It's driving me mad. A one-on-one duel, and lock eyes. And in that moment, Talon steps forward, very clearly aligning himself with Ricky in this combat. Rexar and Ricky, do either of you object to this?
No.
The more the better.
Okay.
Can Clef say stuff or do?
Yes,
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
course,
Clef
you
and
can do
Viv,
whatever.
do what you want to do.
I'm
Alright, so
just
Clef-
loving this.
So for the intents of all of that is basically, all that conversation we had then is to make sure that out of game, no one's feeling to get hurt. They all know the risk of the combat. They all know that if everyone agreed to die at that point or fight to the death, they knew that someone might lose their character. We know that's not going to happen. So we've all agreed to it. The combat is now live. So Viv, Clef, whatever you want to do in this moment, you can do it.
Okay, so obviously things are very heated, and Clef kind of thinks this is all a bit of a waste of time and is a bit frustrated with the whole situation, but at the same time he feels that it's quite a good group, and he thinks that we all work very well together as a team. So what he wants to do is he wants to move in between them both and try and persuade them that fighting is not going to resolve this situation at all.
Okay.
And he just tries to convince everyone that we do work well together as a team, and this is just a waste of time. We've got more bigger things to get on with than do.
Okay, so in terms of player v player interactions, you don't necessarily roll persuasion and stuff. You, Clef, talk to your fellow party members and try to convince them.
Right
Okay.
now.
I'd say to Clef after hearing that, at what point has Rexar helped any situation apart from aggravating it?
Who got you to this point? Huh?
Listen.
Was
Hero
me.
is who-
Barely.
He's very strong on our team, and although he hasn't got the most brain cells and he just wants to kill everything, he is a very big part of this team. And I know it can be frustrating, but we don't know his full backstory. We don't know everything about him. We don't know why he's like he is. You need to show some empathy for him. So let's just
we
give
all
him the
have
benefit of
dark
the doubt on
pasts,
this time.
Clef.
Yeah, I agree, but it's not gonna. What's this gonna resolve? This fight? You're just gonna get hurt, and then we're gonna
Sometimes you
move
got to put the dog down.
He needs to
Yeah.
understand there's consequences to his actions.
Yeah,
I mean-
I see people, I kill them. Simple.
And if we keep going like this, we'll never get anywhere. It's just going to be more dead bodies and less answers. And in the current situation, if we ever found Luna, I could see him wanting to kill Luna on sight. He's just bloodthirsty.
I'll never kill animals.
All right.
Just
fine.
You went to
kids.
go
Royal
kill a
animals.
dog. You went to
You
kill
want
a
to kill
dog.
the three-legged dog,
Suffering dog.
Rexar.
You're a
Suffering dog.
liar. He's a
A
liar now.
suffering dog. A suffering dog. It's a difference.
Ari, I'm going to give you inspiration for your argument to bringing in Luna into it.
I was good,
Alright.
to be fair.
Listen, you guys just you duke it out. Right? If you want to do it this way, you do it this way. And then Clef kind of he moves back out of between them both and kind of I don't know. Can I ping? How do I ping? To show you where I want him to be.
Hold the right left click. You can just move yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can move yourself, guys, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Okay. And it's not letting me.
Oh, yeah. Hang on, let me end the.
The arrow keys. Arrow keys. Go with the arrow keys.
No,
Yeah.
it's because we're in combat. Now you should be able to move.
So he moves to here and pulls out his bedroll and just sits down on the ground and just to
Okay.
watch.
Everybody, including Clef and Viv,
What
roll
about
initiative.
Viv? Is Viv saying anything or?
No, I love this. I'm just looking very interested in what's happening. This is.
I'll say
fun
one
for
more
me.
thing before initiative. Rexar, if you apologise now, we will not play this through.
Apologize what? For kicking your asses.
Okay.
Time out. I lost my bar. Like the tiny where it says utilities and stuff.
Click yourself.
Clicked myself. Okay.
Click your little
Character.
portrait and then
Oh, clicked yourself. The little portrait. Okay.
like on the board, yeah.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Is it in the top
Oh
left?
yes.
Is
Now it
moved?
works. Perfect.
Yeah.
Roll initiative.
Okay, so Viv and Clef, you guys are currently out of combat, but I'm giving you initiative turns because if you want to do anything, you absolutely can. Okay?
Nice.
Okay, great.
You stand either side of this fire. Rexar facing down Talon and Ricky, both back to back, looking at you. It's tense. Clef, please. Spaghetti Western.
Did you take musician? The battle things? Oh no.
Oh yeah. Hang on.
Poor.
Okay. For a moment, it's still. And then Talon, fastest, strikes.
So what's the weapons? Anything? It's just not
Anything you want,
lethal.
it's non-lethal.
Like I said,
yeah.
you guys
Okay,
can just
good.
be non-lethal, so you can use whatever you want.
I told you just to apologise.
Never.
Nat 20.
Is that all you got?
So Talon says, I told you to apologise. Talon, you tell me what this Eldritch Blast looks like.
So you see his eyes go black again, and whilst he says it, both his hands orb up, and he pushes them both together, and the purple black orb just fires out towards him.
It strikes out at a speed that you've not seen before, and it connects with Rexar, and all of your frustration at him, at the situation, at the circumstances you found yourself in, just pour out into him, and you yourself feel like the backlash of this, and you stumble onto your leg to hold yourself aloft as this happens. Rexar, this hurts. It is a huge blast of force into you, and it's all you can do not to cough up blood at the start of the combat. You've got a bonus action and movement.
I will step back. It's about there.
Pussy.
Okay.
And do nothing else. Just wait.
Okay. Viv, you've seen the striking blow, the beginning of combat. It looked to be a hell of a hit. Are you doing anything?
Nope. I'm just in wonders.
Okay. Clef, same question to you.
No, nothing from me.
Rexar, it is your turn. Your opponents, your party members, have split in different directions. You have been hit with a powerful blast that even you have to acknowledge there was power behind. What do you do?
I go into my rage.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
And
laugh
move
in game
towards
2?
Ricky. Rage is bonus action, right?
Yes.
Is reckless attack an attack, or what is it?
Reckless attack, I believe, is just a thing that you can turn on, but let me just double check.
Because I know when it's rage, you can have reckless attack. Wow.
So start level 2, you
It's-
put aside all concern for defense to attack with fierce desperation. When you make your first attack on your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly.
Yeah, so you
Fierce
could just
gives
do
you
it.
advantage on melee attack rolls using strength during this turn, but attack rolls against yours have advantage.
Okay. I'll use reckless attack. So I can use this and attack, yeah?
Yeah, let me just check. Did you take? I
Yeah.
think you took 2 damage when you raged.
That took damage?
Yeah.
2. Let's see.
I don't know if he took that.
I saw a minus.
You have
2
advantage on strength if you're good.
Because he should have been on 16.
He's not.
I'm on
He's
15.
That's a
17.
rage.
No,
damage is
26. Okay.
Hang on.
No, I gained 2 HP.
Oh, you get okay.
Because it was 26 the attack, innit? So it was 13. Was supposed to have.
So you
I'm
gain.
39. So I
So
gained
he
2
should be
HP.
2 less.
Talon, is that cheating?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't gain.
I think when I was messing around trying to get his attacks to work, I probably put it so rage gives him extra 2. I'll put him back down to 13.
Okay.
No,
There
he
you go.
should be on. He should be on 17 health. 39 minus 22 is 17.
But 22.
It was not.
Wasn't 26.
No, the
Attack
26 was.
Ah.
was
Hits for 22. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
I
Okay.
think he lost 2 health when he entered rage.
Oh, okay, I see.
Oh, to maximum health.
Alright, so I use. So
you
is
got
that
He had
on this.
38, didn't he? Oh, yeah.
39? So, QT, if I use Relentless Endurance, I can still attack, yeah?
I think Relentless Endurance is. Relentless Endurance only kicks off.
When you
Oh, no,
use
attack, sorry, attack.
Reckless attack will give you advantage, but both of them will have advantage on their attacks against you if you do that.
Yeah, but I'll take half damage, right?
Only
Yes.
on piercing. Only on piercing.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
magic
Oh,
damage.
Not on all damage,
Right.
yeah.
So, I'll just attack. I'll just attack Ricky normally.
Okay. So not recklessly.
Now, how many bonus actions do I have? Do you know?
1.
One.
Just one, so I used it on Rage. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Roll, how do you roll? Oh, here you go. Wait.
Okay. Rexar runs forward. Is that with the +2 from rage as well on the damage?
I think that's.
oh yeah,
wrong.
great axe rage.
Yeah, but I think he gets a +2 anyway.
Let me
There you
check.
go.
Just let me know if the fan's too much and you can hear it.
Did you use? Yeah, you used rage.
I used the Rage one, yeah.
So what I
Should be a
do?
D12 plus 4. 10 plus 4 plus 2. Yeah, that's right.
That's right, is it? Okay.
So it's a correct.
So the
Okay.
great axe rage is right.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay, so
God,
that's my
like-
turn.
Sort of runs forward and slams down the axe into Ricky. A huge like crunch as this cut appears across him. You doing anything else, Rexar?
No, that's it.
Okay, Ricky, it's your turn.
Okay.
How much HP do you have now?
Enough.
Fair.
What you got, Dean? Looks like chicken.
Chicken wings.
It is.
So I'll use
Nice.
my inspiration to attack with advantage.
Yeah.
With
Can the inspiration go to the next session too?
So is that half
Yeah, but
damage?
once you use it, it's gone.
It's-
That is half damage, and you always round down in D&D. So instead of a 5, that would be a 2.
and
So you have to.
But you've
Move
also
it around.
use sneak attack as well.
Sneak attack does a further 11 damage, so the total damage would be 16.
half damage 8.
half damage to 8. So
Yeah,
if you
but
give
it's sneak attack, piercing.
sneak attacks whatever damage you're already dealing,
Right. Okay.
I believe. So Rexar, instead of losing, I'm going to give you 8 extra health. Okay.
Okay.
And then I'll use.
Finger looking good.
Cunning attack. Cunning
Yep.
action
I'm ready to push buttons. That's why I'm cleaning up.
to disengage
Yeah.
and
But you used a bonus action and an action, isn't it?
no sneak attack isn't bonus.
Sneak attacks are passive.
Ah, okay. Okay.
And I'll move over here.
Okay.
I go like, whoop!
Isn't that part of my opportunity, attack of opportunity?
No, I use cunning
You
action.
would, but because he used cunning action, which is a rogue
Okay.
ability to disengage, you don't get it.
Okay. Pussy.
We could word it as like you do swing out at him, but he's so
But he
fast.
miss,
just
yeah.
blocked. Yeah.
I got
But it
you.
doesn't take your reaction either, because that's just a flavor thing.
Yeah.
Talon, it is your turn.
I guess we'll end this. Oops.
Is that all you got?
You fire out a second Eldritch Blast, but you're still fatigued from the impact of the last one on yourself. And this time, as it goes forward, charging towards Rexar, Rexar brings up his axe, slams it down, and actually splits the beam so it goes around him.
Nice.
I am running. If it's my
Okay.
turn. I don't want to stand
Fine.
next to them. Fuck that.
Oh yeah, you're there.
Yeah, that's fair.
You gotta
Come
move
and-
it onto.
Come and sit on my bed.
Oh no,
right?
have
I've
you got
a
any
bed roll
bonus
over.
actions?
Yes.
Got bonus action and movement.
I will just back away. How far can I move?
30 feet.
So either he has to go to me or to Ricky. To him. That'll be it.
Yeah, you can get there. Okay. Viv, you're running. Put yourself wherever you want.
I'm just gonna stand right here, hoping it's
Yep.
a little bit of a.
Ricky, technically, you would get an opportunity attack if you wanted it.
No.
Just hold
I-
that hostage.
Clef, it's your turn.
No, nothing for me. Thank you.
Okay.
Brave.
Rexar.
Well, I'm just gonna move towards this pussy-o.
Okay.
Use my great axe on him.
Trying to bring down another strike against Ricky.
Oh. Also
But this
fatigued.
time, as you swing round, Ricky dashes under the brush, you slam the axe down, and leaves and twigs fly upwards, and Ricky just dashes out the other side. Dodges
And
it.
I have a bonus action.
Yep.
Every time I'm 5 feet away from the enemy, I can attack with a weapon. It's from the Battle Rager. If I'm in rage.
You are in rage. Let me just check, because it's an ability I've not...
Yeah, it's a where is it? You can use bonus action to make one melee weapon attack with your armor spikes at a target within 5 feet of
Yes.
you.
You can. So you, like, chest bump him with your armor strikes. So this would be...
1d4.
on the
Yeah, he's with the spikes. Oh.
Yeah, so roll... So if it hits...
attack hits.
Yeah, so roll your great axe again, because it would be the same to hit roll, but the damage, whatever damage you do, will just make it a 1.
Okay.
And then we'll have to set up one so that you can...
Yeah, I'll set that up.
Yep. And Ricky dies! Barry, just take away 1 health from whatever you were on.
Okay.
And that's it. I'll end my turn.
Okay. So at that point, Ricky, it's now you. You dodge the strike, but as you do, he just charges you, and some of his nails pierce your skin.
Okay, I'll set up that other thing after. I'll just make a note of it because I'll forget. What is it? Spiked armor, Myrtle?
Yeah,
Yeah, spiked armor.
but please call it
Right.
9-inch nails.
Ooh.
Yeah, just because I'm pretty sure there'll be an actual item.
It is
for
a, yeah,
So I'll just find the item.
I should say for people who are recording, if anyone watched the recording, I know that Path of the Battle Ranger is a dwarven only ability. We've just said that's bullshit and we're allowing it.
exactly.
That sounds like
Right.
a bullshit thing.
So I'm gonna attack with one dagger. And then also because I've got no, I can't use.
You've not got advantage now. So you swing out and you stab him in the leg.
For 3 damage.
For 3 damage, yeah.
3 damage. So then I will attack him with my other dagger, which I've already took the modifier off.
Okay, and again, this will be half down. You can't go lower than a 1, so you take 1 damage.
Yeah.
There's 2 shallow cuts. You stab him in the leg, and then you pull out and you stab him again.
That's 2 damage.
4 damage overall, isn't it?
Yeah.
4 overall.
Yeah.
Okay, is that your turn?
Yeah, I can't. I've used main action bonus, haven't I? So there's nothing else I can do.
Talon, it's back to you. You sort of, so far, you've been throwing off range blasts as Rexar's just charging and swinging at Ricky.
I shall move left because I don't want to hit Ricky. And then say, okay, let's try again.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Again, you're still reeling. And
This doesn't
time
work on me.
You go to throw out the Eldritch Blast, and it's almost like it doesn't come. It's almost like you're recharging your energy from the one that first came out, and you hold out your hand and it just doesn't emerge.
Okay, that'll be it.
Bib?
I want to know more about Rexar, but can I do something about that? Unless he...
Sorry, say
What's that?
Your
you
mic
cut out a
cut
little
out.
bit.
Oh shit, sorry. I was saying that I want to know more about Rexar. Is there any way like I could try to understand anything about him when he's doing what he's doing right now?
I mean, you can attempt to read his body language with an insight check, or as he's swinging at Ricky, you can be like, "Hey, tell me about your family."
Yeah, I'm more like that, for sure. Chaotic.
Do you say to Rexar as he's like, "Ah!"
And I'm like, yo, Rexar, why are you so mad?
Make me mad. Look at them. Ah!
Could you also be like the same kind of energy but not mad?
Enough talking. More slashing.
And that is your 6 seconds of talking for that round. Claire, it's your turn. That was amazing, Camilla.
Yes.
Clef's just sat on the ground on his bedroll, just kind of playing with his one of his instruments, but he
Playing
decides
Clash of
It is
Kings.
Willy.
he decided it's a bit chilly there, so he's going to kind of sit near the fire. There we go, and just keep a bit
Okay.
warm.
Rexar, it's your turn.
Well, hello there, Ricky. Any last words?
None for you.
Any
With-
last words? That's like Dean. Dean said that and just did nothing.
Yeah.
It's time to finish this.
You have if you want it, you have got your spiked armor.
Yeah, that's true. I could use that still. Let me.
Just roll Great Axe again and then roll d4.
Assuming it hits, yeah. Let me just take a note of Barry's health so we know where it's
That's
at.
11.
Whiff.
He misses anyway.
We're all
Misses.
really good at hitting each other.
Okay,
I've not missed.
Yeah.
so you're striking out and you're just
Yeah, but you
swinging
hit
wide
like a
as you get
kitten to him.
angrier and angrier. Is that your turn?
Yes, that's my turn.
Ricky.
Have you got any last words?
Please, Smith.
Come at me. Come at me.
Please miss.
Okay.
Have a nap.
Ricky swings round.
Good night.
You said non-lethally, so Ricky swings round as Rexar swings down to hit him. Ricky is no longer there. He's actually managed to propel himself off the axe that's coming down, jump up, and wrap himself around Rexar. And as he does, he gets Rexar into a headlock and a sleeper hold and maintains it as Rexar clashes to the floor unconscious.
Right, can we move on now?
I walk
think
up.
Rexar might need a little
Oh.
bit of a rest.
Yeah.
The poor boy's got a bit tired.
Yeah.
I'm alright.
I give him a
You're
little.
unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2v1. I think it was a good. Don't worry. I'll get you next time.
He's not going to
I
learn his
doubt
lesson.
it.
I talked to Clef and V. He's not going to learn his lesson. What can we do with this guy? He's not going to be part of the team. He's just going to do his own thing. We can't trust him.
We can enthrall
Well,
him.
If he does it again, it'll be to the death.
I don't want it to be too.
I think
We all have to agree on it.
one thing I don't think you realise is that I don't think he's scared of death.
True.
So that's not a threat to him.
Yes,
Well,
but his
one of the
death
things he's
clears
scared
up
of is
health.
no longer being a warrior, so we can just cut off his arm.
You
The voice of
wouldn't,
reason.
I say with a very, very interested smile.
I would. I've done worse things in the past.
Oh. Okay. You should also just
Yeah.
enthrall him if you have a wizard friend or something. Possibly.
We hear this conversation through muffled tones as we pull back away from the conscious realm and into Rexar's unconscious mind. It's almost like the sounds underwater, muffled and twisted. And Rexar, you are drowning, being dragged down by the nails in your skin, being pulled, and then, like a fish out of water, you are dragged out, but not upwards, not the direction you were falling. You are dragged through the ground and dangling upside down by your feet, held in the air by this invisible string, and there is blackness all around you, and you hear, "Is this why we raised you up? You
Yes.
failed before we gave you this gift. Now you fail again, anguished one. What excuse pulls from your mewling lips?"
I let them have this one. So I can speak to you again.
Do not think you can deceive me, boy. You let them have this one. They took it from you. You placed yourself in these circumstances. You may have known what you were getting into, but that does not make it an informed decision.
Just kill me already. End my misery.
There's a pause, and you can feel the consideration in the words. That invisible string is holding more than your body aloft right now. I am merciful. For now. I will not take your life. But do not think I pulled you from oblivion, gave you my gift, gifts because you are strong, because you are angry. I gave it because you have the potential for power, and power is more than brute strength. All of a sudden there's a blinding light, and then you're in the middle of a field, plains all around you, and as you see this, you see a pack of lions run past, hunting an oxen, and the oxen is tearing through this, trees ripping out of the way, crashing to the sides, and the lions, the pride chases, pulsing, they go to the flanks and they get a bite. One of them turns as the oxen gouges part of its chest, shattering its ribcage and falling to the side. It goes, who got the first strike? The auction continues. Does that make him the victor? And then all of a sudden it is Talon throwing that blast towards you, the one that singed you. 2 against 1. They're strong enough on their own. Do you not see what happens when they work together? And it's back to the oxen and the pride as they chase. The pride now jumping on the back of the oxen, tearing at its hide as more surround it and pull at its legs, dragging it to the floor. They start to encompass it, swarm it. And then the oxen is you, and you are being torn asunder by lions, and you are screaming and ratcheting in a pain you've never known before. Power is more than the one. Find a way to work if you want your vengeance, if you want to be of use to me, if you want what you seek. Look at the power beyond yourself. There is so much more to kill beyond these mere ones. And then it's oblivion. And you do not awake. You are left to ruminate on those thoughts. What's everyone else doing during this?
I am going to his bedroll. This dude that has a bedroll open. Sits down.
Clef just kind of gets up, just brushes himself off, whilst he's walking over to Rex, and he's, thank God that's over. And then I cast Cure Wounds on him.
And Rexar, unconscious for less than a minute, it feels like much longer has passed when you wake again. Lying on your back. Roll Cure Wounds if you haven't already, Gaz.
Can I have a moment after?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Before he
Before?
before he, but after you cured, before anything else happens after that.
Yeah, of course you can.
That's
Okay,
nice
so
of them.
Rexor, you start to stir. You are on 2 health, and as you start to stir, Talon hits you.
As I see his eyes open, I put my hand out to him, like to pick him up if he will take it, and I say, let's work together from now on. Let's not fight each other, and let's not kill the innocent.
You're cutting out.
I agree with you. I learned a valuable lesson.
And you take
Let's
my arm?
work together. Because I take his arm.
And you pull yourself up, and Viv and Clef, you have observed all of this, and you feel like you may or may not have seen incidents like this before, where people just need to fight it out to establish some sort of agreement, acceptance, acknowledgement of each other. You're not sure if the conflict has fully evaded. You don't know what will come next, but you feel like for the moment, a sort of tenuous peace has descended amongst your group. And that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Can I do one more thing?
Loot
Yeah.
the bodies.
As he's obviously a bit bloody and dirty and everything, I will cast, I don't know how to say it, I'm going to say it wrong, prestidigitation on him,
Yeah.
so he gets all cleaned off and everything like
It's probably cleaner than when you had started the fight.
that. Oh, and do that. The cleanest it's ever been.
Absolutely, you can do that.
Yeah, I'd do that.
What is this?
If I cast it, it doesn't leave me.
Good session, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, really good.
Good session.
Yeah.
Can we not?
That
leave
was
the
a
bodies,
cool
like,
dream for Murto.